up to today, Sam?
We have 0 gear to go skiing in Colorado, and we're leaving tomorrow. So we're gonna go to the Buttons Megastore and we're gonna buy stuff.
Thank you. There's like a small light, and then there's the big light. And sometimes I use the small light and then I regret it. I'm like, oh yeah, the small light, that'll work. And then just my light coverage is kind of, bleh, it just doesn't work out super well. So I'm still getting used to the fisheye. I think that it looks kind of weird sometimes, but you know what? Y'all were like, oh, this is so much better. So I'm gonna power through it and get more used to it. I am setting up to do news. Quite a bit has happened since the last time we actually talked. Sam and I went to Burton's. And, ooh, don't fall, please. There we go. Sam and I went to Burton's. For those of you who don't know, Sam used to teach snowboarding in the Alps. That was like a job he had for a few years. So he's like a snowboarding dude, but all of his stuff is in England. So he was pretty adamant about wanting, boots, because if we were gonna rent a bunch of stuff, and he's like a big guy, he wasn't convinced that they would have his shoe size, which would be just murder for his feet, right? So we went to Burton's, we got boots. I found a really adorable jumpsuit that Sam convinced me to try on, and then I fell in love with it, and then I bought it. But so now I'm setting up to do news. I'm gonna pick you back up. Hi! So we are setting up to do news right now. Have the light, have the camera. My card is in my room. There's the spare battery. Great, we should have everything that we need. Yeah, some of you were like, oh, I think that it would be interesting to see how you shoot stuff like news. So, hey, let's do it. So very first thing that I have to do when I'm doing news is obviously figure out what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes you guys send me stuff that I haven't found anywhere. For the most part, I get a lot of what I talk about either from journalism mailing lists, which I have put myself on a lot of those, and then looking at websites like, I know what you're gonna say, but looking at websites like Kotaku and PC Gamer and Gamasutra. Gamasutra is much more Dove focused. Kotaku and PC Gamer, they just have this huge influx of stuff, right? They have this huge wave of just shit, and it takes a while to sift through and be like, okay, what's the actual news in here? But because there's such a concentration of stuff, they normally wind up at some point covering the big things. And since I went from a 3 times a week format to a once a week format quite a while back, it became much more about like, what were the really big things that happened this week? Yeah, and then once I find something, I cross-reference it with other websites. So I'll look up the kind of broad concept of the news article and see how many places I can find it, if I can find the original source, and then just basically ingest as much information as I can so that when I go up there, I'm not totally embarrassed. Sometimes it still happens though. Sometimes I still will make a news episode and people are like, ooh, that wasn't very well researched. And I'm like, how? I messed up somehow. I really messed up. I missed the point of the topic, and that happens sometimes. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna just read a ton of articles while Sam tries to build the perfect Pokemon team, because that's what he's doing. So now, okay, hi, there's me. I watch myself in this one, and I sort of come over and stand and see what looks right. Normally I'll take off my shoes, because with my shoes on, it's a little bit harder for me to be in the right position on there. And then, honestly, like, what I do after that There we go. Honestly, what I do at this point is super tedious, and I should just ask somebody to help me, but I never do. Once I figure out where I need to stand, I go back and forth. I zoom in all the way to help find focus, and then I'll just ever so slightly change the focus over and over and over again. Back up, lean forward, change the focus, back up, lean forward, change the focus, back up, until the totally zoomed in focus helper is super crisp. So now that I've got everything set up, I have to just sit here for a few minutes because I ordered the boys pizza because Sam and Alex are putting together Pokemon teams together, like I was saying earlier. And so I went up there and asked them if they wanted food. They said pizza, and I just realized, oh my God, the pizza's gonna be here any minute. So I can't start filming because I use my phone to record my audio with the little lav mic. Oh my God, there it is! Yeah! Oh, perfect. I'll be out in just a sec. Thank you. Oh, hell yes! Oh my God, the timing could not have been more fortuitous.